What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all on Analysis Playground on YouTube. It's pretty cool that the Bucks ended up continuing their win streak and got off to an even better start, beating another worthy contender in the Atlanta Hawks. This was a tough one. DeJounte Murray and Trae Young wouldn't let them lose. Trae Young ended up with 42, 6 and 5. DeJounte Murray 21, 5 and 6. 9 to 19 from the field from DeJounte Murray, 15 to 32 from Trae Young, 5 of 10 from 3, 7 to 7 from the free throw line for Trae Young, 3 of 5 from the 3-point line for DeJounte. No show from John Collins, didn't rebound the ball well. 4 points, 5 rebounds. Only shot 4 shots, 0 of 2 from the 3-point line. DeAndre Hunter had a solid game. 14 points, 4 of 10 from the field. 2 of 4 from 3, that's 50%. Clint Capella had a double-double, 11 and 10. Solid interior force, can really rebound. Plays with a lot of effort, a lot of energy. I really like him. Always like Clint Capella. Just because he's a hustle muscle guy that really understands his role, really understands what he's out there to do, and doesn't try to stray or do too much outside of that. You look at the bench, didn't really produce that much. Holiday didn't do much. Okongwu didn't do much, but had a productive game. 6 of 6, rebounds, 6 points. 19 minutes. That's pretty productive in 19 minutes. The numbers don't scream nothing amazing, but setting good screens, getting Trae Young and DeJounte Murray penetrating probe lanes so they can get their threes and their mid-range off clean with a little space. You want them to get room because they're not the greatest shooters. They just guys that put a lot of pressure on the defense and force them to read and react, and put them in mismatch situations to where they can use their speed and their quickness to get to the basket, get layups, get dunks, and also get wide open threes and mid ranges. They just have to knock them down more efficiently. Efficiency has been the Hawks' problem, as they're small guards that's very, very quick and mobile for the position. So they use their swiftness and their quickness and their craftiness and their IQ to navigate throughout the lanes and pick which spots to go to, which spots to decline, which ones to go hard on, and which ones to reset the clock when it's 14, 13, 10 to 12, 8 seconds, and then try to get off another quick, decent look. They're a very speedy, crafty, quick team that really use their intellect to really get decent quality shots off. You just wish they made them at a higher clip. I'm not saying they got to be 80%, 60%, but the fact that they get a lot of floaters and a lot of layups and a lot of open shots within the quality offense, you would just think that they'll be more efficient. But the season just started. This has been Atlanta Hawks' problem with Trae Young, as he is a smaller guard in stature, but he also actually has the ability to be efficient. Chris Paul is around the same size as Trae Young and was quicker than him, honestly, when he came into the league, and he ended up becoming efficient over the years, even as he has regressed in age, more efficient than Trae Young. And you would just like to see Trae Young become more efficient. Same with DeJounte Murray. I feel like their defense was solid, even though the Bucks got 123 points. It was just a faster tempo to me in the second half. Guys got a lot of steals, guys got a lot of blocks, guys play with a lot of energy, and guys got a lot of turnovers that resulted into playing good defense. It just resulted into buckets. And that's, kind of what happens at the end of the day when you play against two elite teams. Something got to give. Somebody got to make a mistake. Somebody got to turn over the ball. Somebody has to be the team that falls into a hole or a trap so somebody can win. And the Hawks ended up making costly mistakes. The steal by Drew Holiday, he gets the steal, and then Yana gets the dunk to seal the game. They was trading buckets. Atlanta showing that they just won John Collins mid-range or three away from taking this game, but ultimately it just doesn't fall, just doesn't goes. And it happens like that. Games can, ultimately come down to who wants it more, who plays the hardest, or who just ultimately just make the right plays at the right time to steal a close game. And this is a game that Atlanta Hawks would love to have, being the first team to beat the Bucks, a team that's trying to prove that they're not a team that's in the playing tournament range no more, that they're a legit contender after the DeJounte Murray trade. But other than that, they gave up a lot of bench production to get DeJounte Murray, but I feel like he was definitely worth it, especially because he makes their starting lineup a whole lot better and a whole lot dynamic and a whole lot more ball pressury, and it just gives Trae Young some time off the ball. Even in the fourth quarter, they had a lot of looks where DeJounte Murray had the ball in his hands and he made shots and he made plays. And he did it without Trae Young setting him up. And that's just something that Cam Reddish and DeAndre Hunter just can't do. And it's something that DeJounte Murray can do and has done throughout his career. But Trae Young was magnificent as always. No matter who plays him, he's going to get shots up. He's going to get his opportunities. And it's just about, can he make them? Will he make them? And he's going to set guys up. He didn't have a lot of assists today. He only had 5, like I said before. But he still did put a lot of pressure on the defense and ultimately had his team in the game. It was tied with 2 to 3 minutes left. And it was just about who can make the right plays at the right time. Johnson didn't have a big game. Justin Holiday, I believe, 13 minutes, 10 points. That's productive. And Griffin had 2 rebounds in his minutes. The Bucks, the winners. Drew Holiday had 34. Like I said, 3 of 7 from 3. That's decent. 13 for 22 from the field. That's above 50% from the field. 12 assists, the opposite of Trae Young. He was able to do it defensively while also able to set guys up and get guys easy opportunities. He did have 3 turnovers, but he did have 4 steals in the block for Drew Holiday and 34 points. Hit big threes, hit big plays, came up with a game-selling steal out of the 4 and a big block that kept the momentum on the Bucks side as they was at home. Riding that crowd. The crowd was amazing. It was going crazy in Pfizer Forum. It always has done it since they won that title. And before that, the crowd's been selling out. The team and the fans are on the same page. The Bucks are getting off to one of those hot starts, and Middleton hasn't even been healthy this entire ride, and they're still undefeated so far. So to me, I do want to see how far the Bucks can go with this undefeated streak. It is interesting to see that they still are defensively getting it done. I feel like the Hawks stayed in the game offensively a lot more because of the coaching of Nate McMillan and the attack style of the Hawks because Brook Lopez went out. He had 8 of 12 from the field, 5 of 8 from 3, 21 points. He was huge in that paint, 2 blocks. But once he went out the game in the fourth quarter, the Hawks was able to get a lot of penetration, a lot of mid-range shot close to the basket because Giannis is only one guy and Drew Holiday is going to get switched. He only can guard one of the guards. Whatever guard, since they do have DeJounte Murray now that can create his own shot, that's going to allow them to have one person guard Trae Young and one person going to have to guard DeJounte one-on-one and on a switch. And I feel like that dynamic really made it tough for the Bucks, especially when Brook Lopez wasn't out there in that paint. Giannis, another MVP caliber performance. He has struggled from the field but picked it up, and it was mainly because of Brook Lopez and to me, Drew Holiday just attacking and getting in transition got Giannis a lot of easy dunks. He struggled up until the last couple minutes where he was able to finally break through and make some free throws and some field goals. 11 to 19 from the free throw line, 11 to 22 from the field, 34 points, 17 rebounds. Just a monster game and a monster ending for Giannis, and only had 1 block. Javon Carter 2 points, Grayson Allen 2 points, just a no-show. 0-3 from the field, 1-5 from 3. Didn't really play great defensively to me. He competed, he scrapped, but you want him to be able to at least make 2 to 3 threes a game, at least have 12 points. I understand this is the worst game he done played in the season, but when you have championship expectations, and you have an aging roster at this point, you don't want to waste opportunities like this. The blessing part about it is they still won. Then you look at Big Portis. He gave effort and energy as always. Didn't have the greatest game, 4 or 12 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, 10 rebounds, 9 points. Wesley Matthews, 5 of 7 from the 5 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3, a big 3 that really was a momentum shift changer like he had before against the Sixers. 18 minutes. Grant Hill, 17 minutes, no show, 0 points, 0 from the field, 0 from the 3-point line, but did have 2 decent assists. Jordan Nwora had a pretty solid game, 3 of 6 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. Gave some effort, hit some big shots, kept them in the game, kept them afloat. He's an effort, energy guy, a streaky scorer that can just have size and length and shot making ability. That's all he's really asked to do until Chris Middleton comes back. I feel like he does that basically every game. And Serge Ibaka and MarJon didn't really have the biggest impacts, but they did put up some numbers. 2 points, 2 rebounds for Serge Ibaka, 1 field goal, 1 miss from 3, and then MarJon 3 points. He only had 1 3, but it was a big three, and it mattered at that point in time, and it kept the game close throughout. Overall, a classic game, back and forth affair. Really, a game that you really look forward to watching. You really would love to see the highlights. Two competitive teams that played against each other in the playoffs before, had a competitive series in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Hawks are still trying to catch up to the Bucks since then, but I feel like the DeJounte Murray trade got them closer, and now it's just about making that other move to get that bench solidified, either drafting some good second round picks or some good first round picks, or making some trades or picking some guys in the buyout field that can really come in and produce off that bench for teams that's trying to rebuild, or just getting a Jordan Clarkson or a Mike Conley or something just to solidify that bench a little bit more so the starters don't have to play and do as much, and they can just ride the rest of those guys like a Kongu, just good energy effort guys that can make plays, make shots, and make guys jobs easier. They have some of that on the bench. Just a little bit more of a spice, a little bit more pizzazz can really accelerate this team growth and turn them from an Eastern Conference Finals team to a playing caliber team back into a legitimate contender under Nate McMillan and the tutelage of him, and the aggressiveness and the aggroness of him and DeJounte Murray and that backcourt, and then the front court of John Collins and Clint Capella. You would just love to see Trae Young and John Collins mesh like they did when they first got in Atlanta. They haven't been able to catch that fire since that time, when they both was 20-point scorers. But you would just love to see John Collins have more spunk and more bounce and just get that jump shot from 2 and 3 going, and just play with that same force when it goes to driving to the basket a little bit more. But that's the only complaints I have about the Hawks and John Collins. Set more screens, play with more passion, play with more care, play with more fire. This is the best Hawks team he has been on in years, and he should take advantage of it, because this is a legitimate team to me in the Eastern Conference and the NBA, especially if they can get some more of their kinks and some more of their plays, more flatline and more simplified, and then, can get the best out of John Collins while still having their, backcourt play as well as they have so far in preseason and the regular season. Remember, this is the first couple games they played together. This isn't a full ride of this team, and these guys are still under 27 years old, and Trae Young and them under 25. So this team has huge potential and huge growth potential, because Clint Capella not 30 either. So this team really has potential to get better offensively and defensively, and that's the scary thing about the Hawks. Even though they haven't got off to a blazing start, they haven't got off to a terrible one either, and they look like a team that's literally unstoppable offensively, and we haven't even seen the best of Trae Young and John Collins and DeJounte Murray and Clint Capella firing on all cylinders. And then you look at the fact that DeAndre Hunter can play defense and shoot threes too at a decent clip, and he don't have to create at all because they have DeJounte Murray and Trae Young for that. And same with the screening from Clint Capella and John Collins and the Kongu to make their jobs easier. It also made DeAndre Hunter's job easier, because all he got to do is focus on hitting the three and playing defense and hitting the mid-range every once in a while, which he already showed that he's capable of in college. And in the NBA, he just had to do it more consistently. Other than that, Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis signing out on Analysis Playground on YouTube. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your day. I will be coming with that Philly, Chicago analysis, instant analysis. It'll be a little later, but I'll be coming with that a little later, once I rewatch the whole game. And that should be on Sunday. And then I'll come with some more games on Sunday with some instant analysis. Just giving you all a little bit more content since I missed out on some time. Just giving you all more game breakdowns after the games are over. It's fun to do it. It's what the analysts do. I break down games with footage, without footage. Just part of the job. It's fun. It's amazing. And it's a blessing to do it for you guys, because y'all appreciate it. See y'all later. Hopefully tomorrow, later tomorrow, and early Sunday.